Have you ever heard a baby cry deep in the forest at night? If you have, you better pray it's not what you think it is, because in this village, they say once you hear it, something is already watching you. Long ago, in the Yoruba town of Ile-Oro, there was a story that every child grew up hearing. But as time passed, people started to forget, or maybe they just chose to ignore it. The story was about a man named Olabode, a poor but honest man. No matter how hard things were, he never stole or cheated. He was content with the little he had. This caught the attention of Oba Aje, the god of wealth, who decided to test him. One rainy night, Oba Aje disguised himself as an old starving woman and knocked on Olabode's door. The man had only one meal left, but without hesitation, he welcomed the old woman in and shared his food. Pleased with his kindness, Oba Aje revealed his true form. "You have a good heart, Olabode. Take this mat and lantern. With them, wealth beyond your imagination will be yours." And just like that, Olabode became the richest man in Ile-Oro. But wealth changes people. The once humble man became greedy and arrogant. He insulted the poor, refused to help those in need, and was always suspicious that someone would steal his mat and lantern. One day, a pregnant woman begged him for food, but he chased her away. She later died from hunger. That was his final mistake. Oba Aje returned in anger. "Since you changed because of wealth, you will keep your riches forever, but you will never enjoy them." With that, he transformed Olabode into a terrifying, short creature, forever cursed to roam the forest with his mat and lantern, crying like the baby he let die. That was how the bush baby was born. Many still told the tale of the bush baby, but most people believed it was just a myth. Life in the village was peaceful, except on full moon nights, when a strange sound would echo from the forest, a baby's cry. Some villagers dismissed it as the wind, others knew better. In this village lived a man named Adigun, known for two things: his breathtaking looks and his empty pockets. Women admired him, but when they realized he had no money, they lost interest. Adigun spent most of his time at the village square wrestling with other young men instead of working. He was the best wrestler in Ile-Oro, but wrestling did not put food on his table. Yet, he had eyes for Folashade, the most beautiful maiden in the village. Folashade, daughter of a wealthy farmer, dreamed of marrying a rich man. She secretly liked Adigun, but his poverty made her ignore him. Whenever he spoke sweet words to her, she would blush, but that was all. Then came the news that changed everything. The king announced that the upcoming wrestling competition would allow the champion to choose any maiden for marriage. Even more shocking, the crown prince, Adebola, would also select his bride at the event. Excitement filled the village. Every maiden dreamed of marrying the prince. For Adigun, this competition was his only chance to win Folashade. On the day of the event, the village square was packed. Adigun defeated one opponent after another, proving why he was the best. Finally, he reached the last match against a massive warrior. At first, fear gripped him, but then He glanced at Folashade, dressed in her finest, looking like a goddess. His heart pounded. I must win for her. With skill and determination, he fought and won. The crowd erupted in cheers. He was the champion. Just as he was about to make his choice, Prince Adebola stood up. I will pick my bride first, the prince declared, scanning the maidens. Then he stopped in front of Folashade. A rule in Ile-Oro allowed maidens to decline a prince's proposal if their heart belonged to another. Hope flickered in Adigun's chest, but then Folashade smiled, a beautiful, eager smile. The prince held out his hand. Will you be my bride? Without hesitation, Folashade said yes. Gasps filled the air. Adigun's heart shattered. His dream, his love, gone in an instant. Unable to bear it, he ran away as whispers spread through the crowd. For days he wept. If only I had money, she would have chosen me. That night, under the full moon, a familiar sound drifted from the forest. A baby's cry. A chilling thought entered Adigun's mind. Strength was not enough to win her, but money will. If the legend was true, if he could defeat the bush baby, the mat and the lantern would be his. He would become richer than the prince. He had 4 weeks before the royal wedding. Without wasting time, he sought out Baba Esu, the feared diviner who lived outside the village. The bush baby is real, the old man warned, shaking his head, and it is not to be disturbed. I don't care, Adigun replied firmly. Tell me how to find it. Baba Esu sighed. If you manage to steal its mat and lantern, you must endure 7 days of suffering before they become yours. If you fail, the old man ran a finger across his neck. You die. Adigun swallowed hard. The fear was there, but so was his determination. He took the directions and set off into the evil forest. For 3 days, he wandered deeper and deeper, searching for the creature. Hunger and exhaustion crept in just as he was about to give up. He saw it, a short, eerie figure moving through the trees, heart pounding. He crouched behind a bush. It was real. The bush baby was real. And now the hunt had begun. Adigun watched from the shadows as the bush baby entered its hut deep in the forest. His heart pounded, but he had made his decision. He would take the lamp and mat, no matter what. When the creature finally drifted off to sleep, Adigun crept in, snatched the treasures and tiptoed towards the door. Just as he stepped outside, a cold wind swept past him, and then, bam! The bush baby stood before him, grinning wide, its lantern casting eerie shadows at its twisted face. You think you can take from me? It hissed. Adigun knew there was no escape. The legend was clear. To keep the treasures, he had to defeat the creature in battle. The fight was brutal. Though small, the bush baby was terrifyingly strong. It clawed, bit and moved like a shadow. But Adigun was a skilled wrestler. Using every ounce of strength, he finally landed a crushing blow, knocking the creature unconscious. Without looking back, he grabbed the mat and lamp and ran for his life. For 2 days, he traveled through the dark forest, hearing distant cries behind him. He didn't stop until he reached his village. He had won. Back home, the villagers had noticed his absence. Folashade, the maiden he loved, the one who chose the prince over him, had been searching for him. When she finally found him outside the market, she gasped, "Adigun, what happened to you?" Adigun only smiled, nothing that money can't fix. Folashade looked at him puzzled. "If only you were rich," she muttered under her breath. Adigun leaned in. "If I had all the wealth in the world, would you have married me?" Folashade hesitated. "Of course." Adigun's smile widened. "Then it is settled." But before she could ask what he meant, a blinding pain struck his back. He screamed, staggering. Folashade stepped back, eyes wide. "What's wrong?" Another strike. Whip marks appeared on his skin from invisible hands. He ran. He had to reach his hut before the torment got worse. And so it began. For days, Adigun suffered. Unseen hands lashed his body. Whispered voices haunted his night. And on the sixth night, a sound pierced his ears. A baby's cry. Louder than ever, he rushed to shut his window. Then he saw it. The bush baby. It stood outside, grinning, waiting. Adigun locked every door, covered his ears, but the cries echoed inside his head, shaking his very soul. The next day, Folashade visited again. She had grown fond of Adigun despite choosing the prince. Seeing his wound, she begged him to tell her the truth. He only smiled. "Don't worry, I will marry you soon." She laughed. "Adigun, stop playing." As they talked, the sky darkened. The wind howled. Folashade stood up. "I should go before the rain starts." She ran towards the village square. Then, crash! A massive tree broke from its roots and fell right on top of her. She died instantly. The village screamed in horror. Adigun fell to his knees. His love, his dream, shattered before his eyes. Soft laughter filled the air. The bush baby appeared. "If you want her back," it whispered, "return what you stole." Adigun didn't think. He threw the mat and lamp at the creature's feet. "Take them, just bring her back." The bush baby grinned wider. "Fool." Before Adigun could move, a sharp claw sliced across his throat. He gasped. He staggered. He fell. As his vision faded, the priest's warning echoed in his mind. Never trust the bush baby. It does not bargain. It only kills. And so, Adigun was no more. The village never found his body. And on full moon nights, the cries of two babies can be heard in the forest. Some say it's the wind. Some say it's just a story, but the elders know the truth.